Yes, people, welcome back to another match review. Before I get into today's video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you could also do the additional favor of pressing the hype button, it helps creators get their content out there, their channel, helps put it into people's recommendations. So yeah, that'll be a big help. And yeah, man, let's grow this channel. Road to 50 subscribers is officially on. Thank you for those who've already subscribed. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into this video. So with this match review, I'll touch on the Aston Villa game. As apologies, I didn't get a video out. I actually did record it, but there was some technical issues, and then by the time I realized it was too late to re-record. So yeah, touching on the Villa game. Good result, fantastic result. I mean, I don't know what Villa were doing. I mean, wish we could play them every week. Honestly, the high line reminded me of Ange Postecoglou's Tottenham when they went down to 10 men, yet they refused to drop that high line. He even spoke about it on the, Stick to Football podcast a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, saying that he wanted to try something different and had never been done before, whatever. Aston Villa, no matter what, from start to finish, we was a threat in behind, yet Unai Emery didn't want to change it for nobody. And we benefited. We took our chances, which we didn't do against Tottenham when Jackson was up front. So shout out to João Pedro for being the difference. Finishing was just top draw, proper killer instinct, and yeah, we got the job done. Palmer as well, fantastic performance, got the assists all day long. You could add much more assists or pre-assists on the day, but it just wasn't to be. But overall, good result. But we still conceded chances. As bad as Villa were, defending-wise, attacking-wise, they were really good. But we also made them look better than what they were by being too wide open. They were splitting us open way too easy. And if Watkins' confidence had been higher, then, we could have drew or we could have lost. But yeah, good result. What I said in that video that never saw the light of day is, can we keep on winning? And my overall answer is yes, but with certain circumstances going our way. One, luck needs to be in our favour, and all of our top world-class players, experienced players, need to remain fit between now and the end of the season. I'm talking Caicedo, James, Cucurella. I'd even throw Lavia in there. I know we haven't seen much of him, and it might be me, overstepping the mark there by calling him world class. But from what I have seen, the way he's dominated every time he's played against Liverpool, which is no easy feat, they got a decent midfield. I'll put him in that world class bracket. Who else would I throw in there? Mention Palmer, João Pedro, right? These players need to stay fit. And the rest of the squad, the youngsters, the Gustos, the Hattos, the Sars at centre-back, Asugo, who's now come back. I'll speak about him in a second, talking about the Wrexham game. These guys need to stay fit to then just fill in the gaps when they're needed, to play their role. But they cannot be depended on as no first-team starters. Because we've seen time and time again that when they have to come in and they fill in, there's too many mistakes. Acheampong's another one. Too many mistakes. Again, not a great game against Wrexham yesterday, even though he scored. So that's what my overall picture. And after yesterday's game, that's been further vindicated by what I saw out there from some of the second string, the B team, if you will, against Wrexham. So that's enough on Villa. Great win. Moving on to Wrexham. Now, as I said at the start, subscribe to the channel, like, share, subscribe, press the hype button, do all of that, yeah? But also, follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok. That's where I do my instant match reactions. And on the reaction yesterday, I just spoke about how great Wrexham were. I didn't even speak about Chelsea because we played absolutely terrible. Barring João Pedro and Garnacho, everybody else, embarrassing, right? To varying degrees. Sanchez, Ah, man, I don't even want to keep hammering the guy. But every time he plays, he proves to me why he shouldn't be playing. With 10 men on the field, he still couldn't find a Chelsea shirt. Sorry, with 10 men for Wrexham on the field, he still couldn't find a Chelsea shirt. How bad can your distribution be? Honestly. What else? Tossing, not good enough. Too slow, doesn't make up for it much with his positioning, and every time he plays, we get exposed. We get exposed in behind. Every time there's like a counter-attacking threat, he just looks vulnerable. He's a weak link. Yes, he's great in the air from corners, and we do feel a little bit more secure with him on the pitch from set pieces. But the guy's like 6'6" or whatever. Like, he's a tall geezer. That's standard. You know what I mean? A bit like what I say about Sanchez's shot stopping. That's your job, mate. If you're flipping over 6 foot and you can't head a ball, you can't dominate the penalty area, you should, as a centre back, you should be retiring from football, especially the top level. So yes, he's good at that, but not much else. Disappointing that we had to put our first string side on. João Pedro, Cucurella. Who else came on? I think they were the main ones who came on, who shored up. Cucurella shored up the defence. João Pedro saves the day. End of. The final finish just sums up his quality. The way he's able to take the ball, dribble with the ball, and then finish, he's our best player in attack, most informed player in attack right now. Obviously, Palmer is still our best player, but he is proving that he's not too far behind from, equaling that, being just as good, or possibly even better. Who knows, innit? Time will tell on that front. But yeah, just disappointed with the play overall. Like, slow to pass the ball. The accuracy was poor. We had a demeanour of a top side. Like, the way they were strolling around, they looked the part, but their actual application was terrible. Looked good passing, but couldn't get it to their player. The accuracy was off. The speed was off. Balls were being intercepted left, right, and centre. Absolutely terrible. Wrexham, on the other hand, moved the ball like they were flipping prime Barcelona. One-touch football, taking it with their back to goal, turning, getting balls across. They were doing everything that we should be doing. And this is where I have a problem with the lap. You're a big, strong guy. His primary strength should be with his back to goal. That should be his primary strength. Use your body, make yourself bigger, get in front of the defender, secure the ball. And then look to bring in the team around you, the midfielders, the wingers around you, to then progress the attack. He doesn't do that enough. A couple of times he looked good yesterday where he took it and he turned, but he doesn't do it enough throughout a game, let alone throughout a season. And that's my problem with the lap. When João Pedro comes on, he's far, physically, he's far weaker, or maybe not far, but he's definitely weaker than Delap. Less of the presence, yet he does a better job at that. And I can't work out how Delap can't get his act together, how that is even possible. But anyway, the last couple of points that I want to make is discipline. So, Wrexham have gone down to 10 men. It's still touch and go. We're only one goal up. Gusto, again, got issues with Gusto left, right, and centre. For me, he needs to be sold. Not good enough. He comes off the bench. One of his first contributions is to give away a needless off-the-ball free kick on the edge of the box. So that's problem number one, right? But cool, that's Gusto for you. What I've got a major problem with is while that's going on, and it was a free kick, there's no argument in it. While that's going on, Santos decides he wants to argue with the ref and get himself a yellow card in the process. The way Wrexham were playing, I'm surprised they didn't win. Honest to God, I am. We got away with one. But it was almost like we wanted to throw it away, and Santos was a part of that. By getting a yellow card right before a free kick, a potential free kick for them to get back into the game. He decides to get a yellow. If they go and score that, he now leaves himself wide open. That when the game gets a little bit end to end again, and he might have to put himself in a position to give away a yellow card free kick for the team, he would have been sent off. Which is exactly what happened a couple of weeks ago with Neto. He gives it all of that, and then he has to foul, I think it was it Saka? No, Martinelli. He has to foul Martinelli, bring him down. Understandable for the team. He was going to be free on goal, or at least have the ability to maybe pass to somebody else for a tap-in. So he brings him down. No problem with that. No problem with that. The problem I have is when you're on a yellow card for dissent, now you haven't got that in your locker. He couldn't have brought Martinelli down, because at the end of the day, that kills the game. We were already losing. So Santos done his best to almost repeat that in the FA Cup, for me then to be raging yet again. So for me, that shows the lack of awareness, the lack of experience, the lack of maturity. And again, I put that down to the sporting directors. I spoke about it a couple of weeks ago. This is where we need experience. This is where we need mature heads. They should be coming on and securing the game, because they're not doing strippiness like that. There was no need for him to talk. There's no argument, yet he still wants to talk. That's my frustration with not just Santos, but many of the team. It could be anybody. On any given day, there's somebody willing to be the idiot. And I'm sick and tired of it. The last thing I want to mention on this match review of Chelsea Wrexham. By the way, scoreline, well, you know it if you're here already, but Wrexham 2, Chelsea 4. And I mean this respectfully, who is this Jesse? Is it Jesse Derry? Now, obviously he's a young player, and I don't want to pile on the pressure. I don't want to be disrespectful. None of that. But for me, you come off the bench in the FA Cup. You ain't had many chances this season. As far as I'm concerned, no matter what the scoreline is, you should be trying to impress the manager and get the fans on their feet to be like, this guy should play more. Like we did with Estava. He got a bit part role, got more minutes than Jesse Derry, but he got a bit part role in the beginning under Maresca. The fans were going, no, we need to play him more. He needs to start. Eventually, Maresca started playing him more, and Liam's done the same thing. Jesse Derry should be trying to repeat that. When he came on, everything was safe. It was into his feet. He's passing it back. I had to look him up to see if he was out of position. I was like, this guy can't be a winger if he can't take on your man. I'm sick and tired of it. Neto's bad enough. You literally took off Neto to put on a worse Neto. How does that make sense? As a player on the bench, you should be looking to come on and improve and be better than the person that you're replacing. Not come on there. Every time you receive the ball, you don't want to actually do anything with it. You're just playing safe. And it winds me up even more that we didn't secure that Rio. I'm not even going to pronounce his second name because I'll butcher it. But Rio, who plays for Liverpool now, he was in our youth academy. We let him go. And when I see him play a little bit the other night, every time he gets the ball, he wants to take on his man. His step overs, he's going to the byline, he's cutting inside. That's what I want to be seeing from our wingers at Chelsea. The first teamers, and most certainly the youth players. Like, come on, be brave. Be courageous. Prove your point. He didn't do that. So I was disappointed with his performance, that little cameo that he had. And I'm questioning why we signed him. Why sign a winger who, yes, he's got a fantastic touch, I'll give him that. But he looked more like a number 10. He didn't look like he had any pace, anything about him for him to be out wide. And then at number 10, he's not better than Palmer. He's not better than Estavo. He's not better than João Pedro or anybody else that we could put there. He's not even better than Santos. So why buy him? Waste of money. But again, this is less of a frustration about him, and it's more about our sporting directors who have gone and signed him from Palace. And then I'm looking at him thinking, okay, show me something. He ain't got nothing to show me. But anyway, I had to remind everybody of the scoreline because it looks as if we've lost the way I'm acting, but it's just frustration. It's just annoyance that Wrexham looked far better than us. They looked superior and we got away with one. If there was justice, they would have gone through. And like I said yesterday on my match reaction on Instagram, TikTok and YouTube Shorts, if there's any justice, if we got any honour and respect for them, we'll go on and we'll win this competition. So at least Wrexham can say they lost to the eventual winners of the FA Cup. And hopefully we can still do that. Right? At the end of the day, as much as I'm moaning, the result is all that matters. The performance is secondary. But I want the Champions League. I want the FA Cup. And I need to call out these issues for us to have a chance at winning in any of those competitions, because there's other teams who will exploit our weaknesses if we don't, fix up. So that's that. That's the end of my match review. Thanks for watching. If you like this video and you want to see more from myself, please like, share, comment and subscribe. Press the hype button once again, please. It does a world of good for content creators. Gets our channels out there, the ones that are up and coming especially. And yeah, road to 50 subscribers. Please, please, please subscribe. And I'll see you next time. I'm out.